Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketAppeal, and today we're going to be making this cute Halloween decoration using recycled materials. So let's get started. First, you're going to need a shoebox cover, and I'm going to list all of the materials that I use for this project in the description box below. So this is a shoebox cover that I painted black, and that's going to be the base of my decoration. I have been saving these boxes to use them for a project, and this is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I need to close this up, and this is just the empty rice box, and I'm going to hot glue this together so it's closed. Just want to make sure I get this nice and tight so it looks real neat and flat. And this is actually going to be the bottom of my box. So it's going to stand up like this when I glue it to the base. I want my box to be purple, so all I'm using is purple iris acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint over the box. And I'm just going to use a sponge brush. And I want this to be covered really, really good, so none of the words show through. This flat part at the bottom doesn't really matter if I paint that because it's going to be glued upright. This project is Pinterest inspired, but I did see this same idea used with wood, but I want to use these recycled boxes. I figured I'd get kind of the same effect. And these would be a great decoration to use for Halloween centerpieces if you're having a party. And I can already see that I'm going to have to use 2 coats on this. To get the coverage that I want. But this is doing pretty good. This might be a fun project also for the kids to help out with. See, you could still see just a little bit of the lettering poking through, but that's okay because I'm going to go on and put another coat on that. So we're going to let that first coat dry, and then we're going to come back and put on another coat and let that dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more coat of paint to this. Just so that it has really good coverage. I really like the way these sponge brushes work, because they let everything goes on nice and smooth. And you could use whatever color you want. I just happen to be using the purple. I think it'll look nice against the black. And then I'm going to do some orange lettering. I'm going to let that dry. And I want you to see how these other boxes turned out that I had already went ahead and did. So I'm going to need 3 of these. So I went ahead, and these are the ones that dried. And so I've got 1 for each letter. And so those turned out really, really nice. Of course, I'm leaving the bottom like that because it doesn't matter, because they're going to stand up like this when we put it together. Now I went ahead and cut out my letters, but all I did was I used the box and I kind of freehanded it. I took another piece of a cereal box to make my letters, and all I did was just trace a letter form onto this piece of board right here, and then I wanted to make sure it was somewhat smaller, because when I fit the letters on here, once they're painted, I wanted it to be like this, just a little bit smaller than my box. So all I really did was just freehanded and just traced my letters. So this, I'm just going to use this as an example. And you can find templates for different letters as well. But I just said, let me freehand it, try something new. So all I did was that, and then I just cut it out. So I wanted to go ahead and paint these before I put them onto our box. And I thought it would be nice to use an orange color, since that's still Halloween. I'm just going to paint this on. I'm just going to go in one direction, but you could do it however you want. And I can already tell I'm going to need another coat, so I'll let that dry for a little bit. And I'm just using an acrylic, orange acrylic. And this is actually called pumpkin orange acrylic paint. Okay. Let that dry a little bit. And it's curling up a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to glue them down to the box. Okay, and once these are dry, I'm going to go ahead and add another coat, and then I'll come back and let you see what they look like. So now I'm all done painting my letters, and they're just about ready to go on the box. Let me just show you what they look like. So that's what they would look like, but I want to add some more color to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some green paint, and I'm just going to put a few dots on each one, each of the letters, just to add a little bit more color. So I'm going to, since green is another Halloween color, I thought I'd go ahead and put some on there. Start with this one. So I'm just putting a little bit on here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to add something else to it. And I could always go back and make them a little bit more rounder if I wanted to. I kind of like that green because that's another, see if you can see that. So that's what it looks like so far. And I'm going to do that to each letter. And I'm just randomly doing this on each one. And so that looks really, really good. But you can do just about anything. If you want to put sparkly stuff on there, you can. And so I'm going to go ahead and do all of these and come back and show you. Okay, so this is what we have so far, and I went ahead and did all of them in orange with a little bit of green. And so this is what it's going to look like when I put it on the box. So just that little bit adds a lot of color to it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some hot glue and glue these down. Probably don't need a whole lot on there. Just going to position it just to leave a little bit around the corners. And if you notice the outside of those boxes, I actually went around it just to outline it with some black paint. Just wanted to give it a little bit more detail. Okay. That glue sticks really fast. All right, and so we have our letters on, and now we're ready to put it on top of our stand. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some hot glue, take my glue gun, and just kind of put some on here. And once I seal it on the shoebox cover, it's pretty much on there. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of the edge hanging off so that all three fit evenly. Just pressing it on. Okay, and that's pretty secure on that. And these are lightweight. And these are going to look pretty good either on a table or even on a fireplace mantle even on a teacher's desk would be nice as a decoration. Just making sure that's on there. And these small rice boxes actually fit perfectly on top of this shoebox cover. It just comes off the edge just a tiny bit, but that's okay. Okay, and it's pretty secure on there. See if you can see that. And I will post pictures at the end so you can see it. And I decided to have this little cutout of a ghost. I found this template online and I just drew it out by hand myself and cut it out. And I outlined it a little bit with some black. And so I'm just going to put that on here, maybe in the corner, or maybe over here. Maybe right there. I think I'll just put it off to the corner there. Or I could actually put it right in the middle there too. That's pretty cute as well. Actually, I'm going to put it right in the middle. Put a little bit more glue on the top. But I could have put it off to the side as well. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. Put that right in the center. And there you go. We've got a nice little Halloween decoration. And thank you so much for tuning in once again. This was so much fun. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. And I appreciate your support, and happy Halloween!